Hey everybody, this is Roz Slaughter, Metaburn Fitness.
Awesome. Mark Lopez, Tampa, Florida, Fitness Revolution in Tampa.
This is Christopher Amaro, Fit in 30 LLC, also Mercer County Boot Camp, Pennington, New Jersey.
And it's your main man, Seven Figure Sam here. We're here in Kentucky having some fun. You know, we just had a whole day of masterminding and everything. I'm here with my boys, and hey, you guys, before you were part of the Broke Body Boot Camp, right?
Absolutely.
No, you were though, right? No,
Yeah,
we're not here to back, but let's just say you were the part of boot camp, right? So, but you're not a part of it now.
Absolutely not.
Okay. So all I want to ask you, without like like I said, we're not here to bash anybody or anything like that, but we're just here to know, tell me the reason that you left.
Well, I can say that the reason that we left, it just didn't work for us. The model wasn't fit for the type of clientele that we were used to catering to, and boot camps weren't for me. So that's the real reason I left.
Okay. The main reason I left was basically I came to a franchise for the coaching and the systems. When it came to the coaching, it was 15-minute coaching calls with, sometimes I'd call and I wouldn't get a call back for 5 minutes, and now it's a 10-minute coaching call. So that threw me off. And usually it was, hey, get more referrals, have more energy. And as far as systems go, it was really, you could go to the membership site and it was a bunch of done-for-you 3-minute videos that were posted on the blogs, 2 days before. So it was nothing for the price that I was paying to be in the system.
Now to be honest, Mark, I remember I called him out one time. I called him out one time. So, I called him out one time because that's how I felt, right? And I think like you went out there and you kind of defended him, and I think you called me an old man. I remember something like that.
It's true.
It's all good though, because hey, I am an old man. I'm pushing 40, 39. I'm pushing old. But so tell me, like, what changed? Because I know you're like a die-hard, Broke Body Boot Camp fan, and all of a sudden you changed. So what made that shift from then on? Was it because of lack of service?
Yeah, literally, like as soon as after we had that thing on Facebook, I got my coaching calls together, and I was like, I scheduled a coaching call, 2 weeks later, and it was more referrals, more energy. This is how you grow your business: referrals and energy. And I was, it wasn't working, and then the support wasn't there, and it just started falling apart. You jinxed me, basically.
It's my fault.
It's your fault.
It's my fault. I jinxed him. It's sometimes it takes somebody to stand out and be an asshole like me, and call somebody out for other people to see, hey, maybe I'm not getting my money's worth, and all that kind of stuff. So is everything working out?
Absolutely. We're here, if Sam isn't here, we're at the Fitness Revolution, Athletic Revolution Conference, and my first experience was last October with Fitness Business Weekend. Pat Rigsby, Nick Berry, the whole fitness consulting group absolutely blew me away with the content that they delivered. I met Sam there, and it's just been, to the sky since then, so it's been great.
So you actually get a phone call or an email back when you call them?
Oh yeah. I was talking to Chris earlier, telling him how it was Mark actually that I was talking to, how when I first got on the phone with Pat discussing our first coaching call together discussing the Fitness Revolution, he was just saying, hey, and I was like, I'll reach out to you. He was like, yeah, just whenever you need any help, any assistance, you let me know. I'm like, so you mean like I can actually call you, or are you too busy? He's like, no, you can talk to me. I'm like, are you sure you're not too busy? So I wasn't used to that personal service from the head CEO of such a big franchise, but that's what this whole organization is about, is treating everyone like family, and I love that about it.
And Chris, how about you, man? So what happened to you? Because if I remember correctly, like you were on Facebook with that whole logo in the back.
I think he still has it. I remember that.
Yeah.
No, I think the man got me deactivated from that particular account, so I'm starting another Facebook.
Oh, is that what it was? Okay.
I think. I don't know for sure, but that's my only guess.
Pay your bills.
Yeah.
So what was the main reason, honestly, like that it didn't work for you? Because obviously, you guys are just a few people here. But there are like dozens and dozens and dozens of people that they had to fall out with. and they totally kind of, they're totally on the decline.
Yeah.
So what made it for you?
Mark said a lot of things that relate to me as well. I think one of the other things that I think is important is that who you associate yourself with, they have to have the same kind of objective or slash mission statement, maybe philosophy.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that started to concern me is when I remember in one particular year, like I don't know if it was 2011 or 2012, I think a certain somebody of XYZ, I guess, if that's what we're saying, they set some kind of like broad mission statement to be like on like every corner of the earth, like
The 5,000
global domination and all this stuff.
Just
and
let me stop you. Like they getting the 5,000 location. If they do that, then that means I'm playing for the Lakers. That's like me saying that I'm going to dunk on Kobe. But go ahead.
Yeah. So basically, I mean, it got to the point where it felt like the money that I'm investing, the time, the energy, is more focused on what they want to accomplish. The fact that they want to get that Bill Gates kind of money, but in the fitness industry, like if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And whereas, say for example, where we're at right now when it comes to fitness revolution, it's very important that you grow your business, that you learn more, but it's also important that you don't forget who you are. You don't lose your identity. It felt that the bigger they got, it just felt like they couldn't help people the same way they could in the past before. And you kind of lose sight as far as what's important. It's kind of like rags to riches stories in the movies that you see, where a person is poor, then they somehow strike the lottery or grow rich, whatever, and then they forget where they came from. And it just felt like that.
Let me ask you guys all something, and that's to be honest, right? If the CEO of the company would have came and said, you know what, I messed up. We got too big too fast. I messed up. And here's what I'm going to do to help it. I apologize. Would you guys would have stayed? If someone said, look, hey, I messed up. I apologize. Here's what we're doing. Maybe I'll refund a couple of months that you paid. I just want to make sure you guys are at service. Because if you call me or you're paying me and I don't call you back, I can't live with myself like that. I just don't work like that. You know what I mean? I don't even do that to people who don't pay me. I at least will return an email or a call. You know what I mean? So what would you say? Yes, no, let's go this way.
Well, I can say that, that would have been great. That wasn't my situation. My situation was just the model wasn't for me. I felt that some of the systems weren't able to assist me in growing that business. So that was my major fallout with that organization, and that's why I'm not with them.
And you're basically the same, right?
Yeah, and in the sense that I did send a couple emails saying, hey, it's not working, can you help me out, this and that. And our relationship basically ended with me talking with, if I can call his name out, Steve. We got on a phone call, and he's
Steve
like,
something.
Steve something.
I don't remember.
And
which by the way is no longer with the company.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Which by the way is no longer with that company.
Okay.
Well, you got to raise your energy if you want to.
Yeah.
But and I talked with him, and he was like, hey, do you want to, if I were to coach you and get you this and that, would you still stick on board? And I was like, I'm happy with the coaching I'm getting, yada yada. He's like, all right, well, I'll set you up for the call tomorrow, and we can see what we can do anyway. And I had never heard from him since. So I was like, okay, fair enough. But no apology, no hey, no nothing.
Yeah. And you, Chris?
For me, an apology would have been nice, but it still would take a lot more. There were some, just big voids. I think Mark mentioned a few as far as the kind of content, the help that you put out there that's supposed to be exclusive. It's not so exclusive. It's out there already in the blogs.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff is just purely rehashed
4.0,
material
5.0.
that you know. So it's like Mark says, there's 4.0, 5.0, 6.0. Well, the first three should be working just fine as well. Not to suggest that there's never room for improvement. I'm sure that there is, but it would have taken, by that point, it would have been more than an apology. Maybe monetarily bring it down compared to with Fitness Revolution, if I can call them out, if that's okay. They're actually great, in my opinion, for those who are looking to start up a great boot camp model. If you don't want to lose your identity, don't lose your culture, just don't lose who you are. There's nothing wrong with making a good living for yourself as long as you don't lose sight as far as what's important. And I think with this particular model, that was starting to become lost, and it just didn't fit with me.
Now, if you know, now that you've gone through this whole thing, you know, if you could just tell me one thing that you learned as far as business is concerned, you know, from this whole experience, you know, go through that whole, the Broke Body Bootcamp franchise, and now you're with FR, or whatever. What did you learn about business? Or what was that one thing that you said you could learn from business about this experience?
Absolutely. I mean, I just do your due diligence. I mean, do your homework. Don't jump into anything. Don't allow emotions to drive your business, decisions. That's something that I learned, and I will no longer allow myself to do. When I looked at Fitness Revolution, I went through it. I did my due diligence. I even made calls to Fitness Revolution franchisee owners to ask them, and I basically interrogated them, and they were open and shared with me openly, and that's what gave me the opportunity and made the decision to move forward with that.
That's great.
Yeah, bouncing off of what Ross said, I mean, what really, don't believe the hype. You know, if a headline says how to make 6 figures in 6 months, gotcha. No, pay attention, listen to what they have to say first, do your research before moving forward. And that's what I did with who I'm with now, and happy with my decision.
Yeah, and to bounce off what Mark said, the top of the line, the 1% out there in the fitness industry, I kind of, not to suggest it's not impossible to grow 6 or 7 figures in 6 months. Maybe there's some special cases. It's not going to happen every single time. I'm sure big names from Facebook or Coke, Google didn't exactly get to the point where they are in 6 months. It takes a lot of groundwork. One lesson learned again is basically that there's no substitute for hard nitty-gritty work. And also, as far as the types of strategies that are out there, really pay attention. There's some strategies that may look good in theory. If say you put out theoretical numbers if you do this,
10%.
4 people and just 10% sign up from those 5,000, then boom, it's like bada bing, bada boom. Well, in real life, it doesn't always work out that way, and it just don't work.
Yeah, as far as for me, really quick, what I've learned from this whole experience, going through the whole thing, because I was somebody who was all about education, about the craft. Remember, I'm the one who went to school, got my degree, got my doctorate degree, and it was all about the craft. And I get out, I didn't know anything about the marketing. I couldn't get a client, And then later on, I started learning marketing, and I went totally the other way, and I thought it was all about marketing, right? But then I learned that, no matter what, okay, service beats marketing every single time. Okay, you can start 2 businesses, right? Say one of them is really good at marketing and sucks at service. One of them sucks at marketing but is great at service. The one that sucks at marketing and is great at service is gonna take some time to get traction, but it's gonna in the long term is gonna overtake it. The one that has the marketing might take some traction right away. It's gonna go right off the gate really fast. But if you know how to market, but you have a sucky service, you don't get back to your clients, you don't call people back, you're never to be found, you're gonna market yourself right out of business. And that's what you don't wanna do. So obviously you wanna have the marketing and you wanna know your craft, but if you have to pick one, choose one, do your service, do right by the people, and the world will get around soon enough. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Sam.